Biocultural values is a relatively new term in ecological and biological conservation literature used to describe elements of our natural environment which have linked cultural value. In an Australian context, the term biocultural values more specifically draws a connection between what Western science identifies as the biophysical world and what Indigenous people regard as important to their culture and knowledge systems. Biocultural values may be tangible, such as rock engravings and plants that have medicinal value, or intangible, such as spirits and dreamtime stories, which are situated in our shared human and natural environment. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how spatial, visual, and text-based biocultural value data can be collected, recorded, and displayed using CyberTracker software on your smartphone and computer. In demonstrating this process, the rich biocultural values of Mars Creek, our amazing case study site right here at Macquarie University, will be showcased.
Mars Creek is surrounded by many busy highways, roads, and train lines and actually flows underneath multiple roads such as Gymnasium Road, Talavera Road, and the M2 motorway. Mars Creek drains from the residential suburb of Marsfield and flows through the educational land use zone of Macquarie University before joining the Lane Cove River in the National Park. The predominant vegetation type found in the subcatchment is both wet and dry sclerophyll forest, while the area at the confluence of Mars Creek and Lane Cove River is dominated by rainforest. AHIM's data shows us that there are many significant Indigenous cultural objects and places distributed throughout the Lane Cove catchment, however none are specifically listed at Mars Creek. This task of tracking biocultural values will allow us to record objects of Indigenous significance at Mars Creek which may have been overlooked by AHIM's criteria. First, we downloaded CyberTracker's desktop software from the website and then the mobile phone app from Google Play. Using the desktop software, we customized our own phone application using pre-made templates that suited our needs for this project. Before heading out to Mars Creek, we downloaded these apps onto our Android devices. Now I will describe the steps undertaken when using the mobile CyberTracker app on site. 1. Turn on GPS. 2. Select Record Biocultural Values. 3. Select the appropriate category for the biocultural value being recorded. 4. Take photo. 5. Take notes. 6. Return to the Record Biocultural Value screen. 7. Repeat this process until all biocultural values are documented. 8. Once finished, turn off GPS and return to the home screen to select Finished. Once we returned to our computers and connected our devices, we were immediately able to view all our records of biocultural values and their associated data in the CyberTracker query editor window. Now I will take you through all the biocultural values recorded at each point on this map of Mars Creek. The geebung produces small berry-like fruits that can be eaten when ripe or fallen to the ground. This specific blackbutt could potentially have a biocultural value as it is split into 4 trunks, which creates a depression for collecting morning dew as a water supply. The red gum is valued for its great shade and hollows which accommodate many animals for bush tucker. The leaves of the native sarsaparilla can be chewed for moisture to prevent dehydration or be used as a tea infusion to strengthen immune systems and fight colds. The blady leaves of the lamandra plant are great for weaving, and their bases can also be chewed on as a good source of moisture and sugars. Bandicoots are a great source of meaty bush tucker. Fishing lines and string can be soaked in a geebung bark infusion to strengthen them and protect them from fraying. The seeds of the Sydney golden wattle can be ground, dried, or roasted to make edible foodstuffs. Fresh water, of course, is an important resource for life. Indigenous people often use fires to soften sandstone, grind out rock, and create water vessels. Grass trees are important for weaving and cultural burning activities. This termite mound in a dead branch of a scribbly gum now creates a great habitat for animals to build nests in. The dianella has leaves which can be boiled and drank as tea, and produces indigo-colored berries which can be eaten. At point 14, we found a possible scar tree. This eucalyptus has sugary deposits on its leaves that can be licked for moisture and sustenance. Swamp hens and their eggs are a potential bush tucker. And lastly, the Learning Circle honours the long-existing relationship between Macquarie University and the Darug people and provides a space for oral sharing and handing down of knowledge.
I hope that by sharing the simple method of incorporating Indigenous cultural dimensions into an ecological tracking exercise that you will be inspired to and feel capable of doing the same. Together we can improve Australia's biodiversity conservation outcomes by ensuring that Indigenous traditional ecological knowledges are an integral part of environmental research.